Good morning. I am tired this morning. Me and Holly shopped all day yesterday, and we only went to 2 stores. That's how slow I am. Of course, we went in 2 opposite directions of where we live. We went to Trader Joe's over Charlotte and Costco over Mooresville, and we're right in the middle. So we went to Trader Joe's, come home unloaded, and then up there. It was our first time up there, and I'll tell you about my experience tomorrow on my grocery haul. This is weigh-in. What do y'all think I did? We know the MO, up, down, roller coaster ride. Here's another one. Gained last week, lost the week before. 2 weeks before that, gained 20 pounds. And this time, I lost 7.8. Am I excited? I'm excited for the fact that that's that much water weight that has come off. I'm still only halfway to the 20 pounds, getting it back off, so I've only chipped away half of that. So I'm not jumping for joy that, hey, I lost weight, because I know it's water. I know a lot of it come out of my leg, because even though my leg is still draining, it's gnarly. I'm gonna tell you, it's gnarly. My leg is smaller because my shorts fit better. You know how when you got them big old thighs, how them shorts stick right there. Y'all know. I ain't trying to say that don't nobody know about. It ain't no big deal. It happens. They have been doing that, and then this past week they've been getting looser on my legs so they flow, and it looks better. Now, it's still big because it's going to be big. I don't know that the entire swelling is ever going to come out, no matter what treatment I get. Which, let me lead you into this. The doctor referred me, I told you, to the lymphedema clinic. Well, let me get my water. She had asked me who was my lymphedema doctor, and I said I don't have one. They just always sent me straight to get wrapped, both times. Never have seen a doctor, just a PT. She said, well, I'm going to refer you. I thought maybe there is a doctor that she wanted me to see. I got my referral. We do my chart. Same place that I went earlier this year. Okay, fine. You know, I'm going to tell them. Well, I'll tell you. So, the guy called, left me a message that said, you know, he's from there, and they got my referral, and he was calling to make my appointment. So, I called back, and I got a girl. And she said that she was real booked up until later on this month. And I explained to her, if it helps, I don't need a full session because I'm not going to bring my stuff to get wrapped. Because of that pinched nerve, I had to stop in February because I just couldn't take it. It was just compressing it too much. I said, but they can look at the wound where it's opened up, and they can do the manual drainage, which they just massage those hard areas where the fluid is built up, and it releases that. I said they could do that, and then that laser that they put on your open wounds, they could do that. But obviously, we would, talk about it at our first visit. She said, well, I got something Tuesday. So that was this Tuesday. It was a monsoon out here. Cold and rainy. You would have thought it was fall. Really. I was loving it. The point is, I had to schlep out in this weather to go to that appointment. And on top of it, when my knee popped out, 3 weeks ago, it has not recovered. Oh my gosh. It's just one more dart on the board. And anyway. So I get down there, I get in, and I sit there for longer than they tell you to before your appointment. They tell you if they have not come out and got you in 5 minutes of your appointment time to let them know. Well, I didn't. I was not even in a bad mood. Y'all, that's the thing. I think I've told you before, my saying about me is I don't come out the gate, you know what, but if you take me there, I'll follow you. I just will. So I'm sitting there, and then here comes this PT, and it's not the two girls that I had last time. See, I don't go to this healthcare system. It's one of the two that I told you are rivals. I go to the other, and they know, don't send me to this one. I will not go. You either send me to your system or unaffiliated. These were the exception earlier this year because I didn't want to go over to Charlotte, so they sent me here, which is just right, not far from home. And the two girls who were my PTs, I loved both of them, and everybody was so nice, and the experience was good, and so it took away some of that. Now, I still won't go to that hospital because that's where I was literally traumatized the way I was handled. It was terrible experience. Terrible. It was so bad that I checked myself out of the hospital, and it was terrible. Well, they helped with that. I will still go to my hospital, which is in another next town over, and I told David, I said, if I die on the way to that hospital, then just know that it was my choice, because I will die at the thought of going to the other hospital. I will panic so bad. Anyway, so I sat there, and this other PT comes out that I have never seen before. She walked up to me with an attitude. She squatted down and was sitting there talking to me like I was a child, and like I was trying to pull something over on her. Talking about, there must be some confusion because you can't be here without a referral. I said, well, I have a referral. Well, who referred you? My doctor referred me. Well, we don't have it. We can't find it, and you cannot be here without a referral. Like I am trying to just come off the street and think, well, let me just bebop up on in this lymphedema clinic, see can somebody see me. And her tone of voice and her mannerisms, why she come out the gate at me like that is beyond me. She set the tone. I followed suit. Then I told her, the guy called and left me a message. What guy? Who was it? I'm telling you, that's how she was doing me. I said, I don't know his name. I wasn't as nice as I'm being to y'all. And she was younger than me too. No. So she went up to the desk, and I told her I would find it on my chart. I would show her that letter. And she was up there, and I held up my phone. I said, excuse me, and I held up my phone and showed her that I had it. And she went around through the door back to the office area back there where you check in at the desk. And so I went up there, and I was talking to the lady at the computer. Wasn't talking to her. I told her, I said, I found the letter if you'd like to see the letter. Girl, legit, reached over and snatched my phone out my hand. Snatched my phone out my hand. Standing there looking at it like, how much more black and white do you need it to be? I think she was mad at that point because I showed her she was wrong. I said, and I did not walk off the street cold into this clinic. Well, you'd be surprised how many people that do. Well, I'm not one of those. I continued to talk to this girl down here, not her, and told her, I said, do you want to see this anymore or do anything with it before I close out the app? And she said no, she was good. And she butted in. No, we don't need to see that. We have to check it back here. We have to get our records back here. I said, I just wanted to know before I shut it out. I continued, reached over there. I closed the app. I did a bit more, get it closed. I think she did it on purpose. What was the date of that letter? I said, I don't know. You told me you didn't need it. Oh my God. We get through all that. I go sit down to wait, and knowing I'm going to have to see her in my appointment. I was not happy about that. I was already going to tell them after this I did not want to see her again, because I'm not going to sit in there if she'll treat me that way. Just seeing me for the first time, how's she going to treat me in there? No. Well, I sat there forever. And then finally, here come these two little girls out the other side that it's divided. This side is like the adult PT, this side is the children's PT and speech therapy and audiology, that kind of thing. So I've been there enough the first of the year that I know exactly what works on which side. Here come these two little girls, young girls, two of them, and one, she walked up to me and she goes, well, I'm sorry, but they cannot see you until, I think it was like June 23rd or something like that. And I just looked at her, and I wasn't ugly to her because she had nothing to do with it. I said, did they send you out here to do their dirty work? She said, yeah. I said, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Girl treated me like she treated me, but didn't have the guts to come face me after she was found out she was wrong. She didn't have the guts to come face me herself. That's pitiful. And I told that little girl, I said, well, it was their mistake. Why should I have to go home? Well, that's the only time you can come. That's the only time they have open. I said, well, I'm not going to need it by then. I looked down at my leg. I said, this will be dried up by then, so don't worry about it. She goes, hold on a minute. She started went up to the window. I said, no, I'll go to, and I named my health system. And I walked out the door. I will not go back there. If my leg grows another leg on top of it, I will not go back to that clinic. Well, I haven't been home too long, and sometimes my phone will ring, then I don't hear it, and it'll go straight to voicemail for whatever reason. And I had a notification that I had a voicemail. I'm getting something wrong with my throat. Y'all hear that? And I checked it, and it's a woman from down there. Want me to call her direct line. Well, I didn't have time yesterday, and that obviously is too early today. I'm going to tell her exactly how I was treated, and I'm going to tell her exactly why I'm not coming back down there. But I'm sure the word got around that there was a situation, and I doubt that it was the PT because she's the one that started it. She's the one that caused it. So that is my lymphedema saga. I don't know what to do about it. I know my leg went down, and the wound area is still open. I got it bandaged right now because when I put the I leave it open at home to let the air stay to it. But these knit capris, they stick to that open skin and they leave that dark lint on it, and I have to wipe that off. So I got a bandage on it right now. I got those real big, kind. And anyway, so that's I know that's where the bulk of that weight is coming from. And the bad part is the way, with whatever's going on with me, it's hard to tell what is water and what is from eating on plan, which I didn't eat on plan all week. I did pretty good, but I wasn't hot and heavy about it. I did better than I did last week. Excuse me. So that tells you it don't matter what I do. When I eat good and I lose, I like to take credit for that, but I really can't. I really cannot until we figure out how to stop this roller coaster ride of fluid up and down. It is hard to decipher out of that amount if any of it is actual weight or if it's all fluid. And see, I think it's all fluid because that's going to be the first thing that goes. And if there's this much fluid and I only have lost this much, it can never get behind the fluid to the fat. That's how I see it. If fluid's the first thing you lose before you lose fat, I've got to lose all the fluid. And obviously, I've got 20 pounds of it to lose. I'm only halfway there. So I don't foresee any fat coming off anytime soon. And I'm just not going to get all worried about it. I'm not going to worry about it until I see that doctor in July. I'll just suck it up until then. But I am glad that there's that much water that has left my body. So that's that. The other thing about my eating, she just put me on 2 more medicines. One of the side effects is extreme dry mouth and that metallic bitter taste. that does not go away. I used to get it before this. Just every now and then it would pop out and get that metal mouth. We've talked about that before, and some of y'all get it too. This one doesn't go away. Like right now, it feels like I got a piece of, I was telling David, like I'm licking a metal bowl or something. It's terrible, and all my food tastes bad. So I'm always looking to eat something that does not taste distorted, because y'all know I love my sketty. And I made sketty the other day. It was not good. It was bitter and strong, and David said it was just fine to him. I mean, I made it the same exact way. There was nothing different about it. Those meatballs with that gravy, even though I mixed it up wrong, I put half the amount of gravy mix in with the water. I pulled out the wrong measuring cup, and I realized it when I was editing. And so it was not strong, but it was strong. It was bitter on my mouth. And the oddest thing are these diet drinks. Now, I don't mind a diet drink. I don't drink them every day, but a couple times a week I like to have one. Golly. Okay, I'm trying to clear my throat where I don't gross y'all out and blast y'all's eardrums off. I don't know if it's part of that dry mouth business or what, but something going on back in there. So, the diet drinks, I tried to drink one yesterday. I could not drink it. It was so gross. So I keep trying to find something, to relieve the dryness. It's not just dry, it's dry. It is cotton bowl dry. It is, I can't swallow my food. I don't have spit to swallow. My lips are staying chapped. I mean, terrible. They feel awful. One good thing about the dry mouth, though, is I'm drinking more water, because I'm constantly looking for a sip to relieve it. And then the eating is, I'm constantly trying to find something that tastes good, something that will disguise that taste in my mouth, because it's just, if you've ever experienced it, there's medicine. I know people that have been through cancer, they get it. Certain other health problems can cause you to have that metal mouth. That's what I call it. I call it metal mouth. The metallic, the bitter, the weird, and it don't go away, so it's in there all the time. That was part of my eating this week, was trying to find something to cover that up. Well, I was looking last night, and I found a mouthwash that is made specifically for that problem. It even has a name. That problem has a name. I will look it up and put it on the screen, because it was in the thing I was reading about. I did not know it was a thing, as in named. So I ordered it off of Amazon, because it was a little bit cheaper there than the website where they sell it. And I'm hoping that's going to work. I read one of the reviews. The lady was taking cancer treatments, and she said that she would swish it like a half hour before she ate, and it would relieve that and let her enjoy her meal. So I'm looking forward to trying that. Keep your fingers crossed that it works. I'll show it to you. I'll give you a review in case you have the same issue. If it works, I definitely want to let you know. So that is my weigh-in situation. 7.8 pounds of whatever. I don't know. All right, now I've got to run some errands. I have to start checking my blood sugar. I am so sorry about that. But I have to start checking my blood sugars for the endocrinologist. They don't make me. She made me a few years ago. She wanted to get an idea of where they were, and then I did it for that 2 weeks or however long she had me do it, and then she didn't make me continue doing it, so I never have. Even though my A1C goes, up and down, and keeps me either pre-diabetes or diabetes, But the woman on the phone said, well, he'll want to see 2 weeks worth, so you might as well start checking now. As luck would have it, my doctor gave me one for free. And I asked her, I said, I didn't know y'all would do this. She says, I said, I guess reps bring them. She goes, no, they're ours. I'm like, really? She said, yeah. She said, we ordered the wrong thing. We have 2 cases of them, so we've been giving them out. I'm like, good for me. I'm glad I did not buy one. I had messaged to get a prescription because my insurance said they would pay for it. They would cover it. But free is better than having to worry about that, going all that trouble. All right, so I gotta run get some of the little lancets and the test strips. They just only give you a handful in the box. It's I might have to quit talking because it's getting worse. But I got to run to the pharmacy. I forgot one of my medicines yesterday. I'm trying to limp along and only get the ones I'm absolutely out of because they refill early, and I always get them early. But I'm so close to meeting my out-of-pocket. They're having to redo my MRI because, whatever. So as soon as they run that, I think that will catch the last little bit, and then my medicine will be free. So I don't want to pay for something that I don't actually need when I'm so close to getting it for free. I know y'all can identify, but I did forget one. So I got to go to the pharmacy and get those supplies, and then I got a couple things I need from the Dollar Tree. So if I stick to what I need, they won't be a Dollar Tree haul tomorrow. But if I go berserk, like what happens every time you walk inside the Dollar Tree, then I'll have a Dollar Tree haul too. And then I gotta go get Flair some roaches. She ate all those the other day. They will let you call, order them, pay for it over the phone, and call them when you get there, and they'll just walk it out to you. This is a small pet shop, so I like that. I like that a lot. And it is right over in the same shopping center where my CVS is. So I'm gonna head this side of town. I am in the middle of everything. There's this side of town, and then there's that side of town. And I'm just right here where there ain't nothing. Oh, sorry. So let me go get started, and I'll talk to you later. Hey, I just had to come on here right quick and tell you about my good fortune at CVS. And if you happen to live where there's a CVS, you might not know about this new program they got. Apparently it's been out for a few months. I went to the pharmacy, and I was looking for it because I got I don't know if I just told you in the previous clip that I'm having to, yeah, I think I did. I'm having to start checking my blood sugars. Well, the doctors gave me the contour something. Anyway, one of the name brand ones. So I needed to get more of the little lancets and the test strips. I go and look. The lancets, I think the CVS brand I bought will work in it. If not, then I can buy a CVS Lancer. The strips weren't out on the floor, and I'm like, wonder why they don't have them. They were behind the counter. So I went up there and told the girl, I needed some. $140.99 for 100 glucose test strips. No. I'm like, no way. She said, well, if you get a prescription, insurance will cover it. So I said, can you let me know how much? Kind of get an idea what I'm looking at. Well, she goes over there and she runs it through, and insurance doesn't accept that brand. And she picked another brand. They accepted one other brand. Maybe, I don't know what the brands were. Anyway, one that I didn't have is the one they accepted. I said, well, I would just as soon pay for another machine, testing monitor to be able to get cheaper strips. She didn't play me. So she ran it through. Even after insurance, my part was going to be $100 for 100 strips. I told her, I said, no. I said, I will make some numbers up. I will make some numbers up before I pay $100 for some little strips. I said, I will just go CVS brand. I will pay for another monitor, CVS, just to get CVS prices. She said, well, hold on. She went over and she got the CVS monitor, and I already had the Lancets, and then she got a box of the strips. Well, a box of 60 CVS strips were less than $20 for 60. Insurance wouldn't take them because they're so cheap. But it doesn't matter because it's still cheaper than $100. At $120 for 60, do the math. Well, I was excited and I was happy. I forgot something. I had to get a prescription back there, but I forgot something to take with me, so I was checking out at the front, and she said, did I want to apply my CarePass card? I'm like, well, I don't even know what that is. I said, is it the same thing as the extra care? She said, no, it's this program we have, and they have a thing laid out on the counter. She said, this right here. I said, oh, I've never heard of that. She goes, well, the pharmacy didn't tell you? I said, no. It's $5 a month. They take it out of your card, which I don't do things like that if I don't have to. I said, well, let me think about it. She goes, well, if you do it, she said, I can save you what you're getting now and part of what you, because she could see it was a CVS brand poking out of my bag. $5 a month, but they give you $10. And like I told her, I said, what are they getting out of it if you're only paying $5 and they're giving you $10? But then it dawned on me what they're getting out of it is they're bringing you in the store. You can also redeem it online. But they're bringing you in their store because they also give you 20% off CVS brands. So if you come in to save your 20%, what's the chances you're going to pick up other stuff above and beyond that $10? Actually, they're giving you $5 because you're paying $5. So what are the chances you're going to spend more than $5? That's their way to get you in the door. I am fine with that because I have willpower when it comes to just going on a mission, getting my money savings and being done. Well, she said, let me see what you got. She said, and I probably was there 15-20 minutes. Bless her heart. I told her she went above and beyond for me, and her manager was there, and I told her, she said she was going to tell the store manager. I said, I'm going to find somewhere to send that to corporate. But she voided out. She refunded all my money for what I just spent. Then I paid my $5 for the CarePass, but they give you that back, so it was free. So even though it's $5 to join, they give it back to you. So it was $0 to join. Then I saved $10 today because I joined today, and that was my first month's $10. And 20% off of the CVS products I just bought back at the pharmacy. Oh, and you get free shipping off of CVS.com, which there were things I needed back when the pandemic was crazy and I couldn't find certain things. I could find them on CVS online, but the shipping was just way too high, so I didn't do it. So what she did for me today was I got my enrollment for free, I got $10, and I got 20% off. So what I spent $44 in the back, actually it was more than that because that was another thing. One of the things I bought was not on the receipt. She said you should have another receipt because it's not showing where you paid for these, and I know I paid for them because I saw it on the screen. So she refunded that, then she rung those up and refunded that. So she saved me the $10, the 20% off all of the 4 products. Saved me, it was like about $15 that I got right back in my pocket today. What I had just paid at the pharmacy, I paid again, saved me $15. Then on top of that, the monitor, the CVS brand, it has a mail-in rebate inside that I get all my money back for that. So I get that for free. So CVS brand is worth it. CarePass was worth it. So now if I get $10 a month, that will help me cover my test strips or Lancets or anything else I need, and 20% off of that too. So if you have a CVS, it's well worth you going to look into that. And that was what I wanted to pop back on here and tell you. So now I really am going.